some punk shit.
Yeah, I mean, this just got endemic. What in the devil is the matter? And then you look at these bootlicking house Negroes that they put up as our leadership. Man, damn. You know what they remind me of? And one reason I despise and detest Barack Obama is when I got to UCLA, there were 62,000 full-time students. We had 145 full-time black students out of the 62,000. There was 72 full-time black undergrads. There was 73 full-time black grad students. We decided we were going to get some in, and we weren't peaceful. There were some professors that got broken arms and legs, fractured jaws,
I raised
busted
hell.
out teeth, and they took sabbaticals, but we got them to agree to let in a block of 250 black folk in addition to the regular admittees. That was in 66, 67. Well, okay, it worked out. Everybody was doing it. One of my classmates was Big Lou, known as Kareem Abdul Jabar, the GOAT for the NBA. Big Lou maintained a B plus in engineering, and they didn't have computers then that you could carry around, so he always had his big slide rule clipped to his belt. Now, with all of his lucrative basketball future ahead, anytime, hey man, we got to make a move. Let's go. He's right there. And I contrast that with Lebron talking about how scared we are.
Oh, that pissed me off.
And then say, let's get back to Barack and the boys. That second group of 250, we didn't pay enough attention. So it came down to this, man, we got to make a move on. Well, brothers, it's not that I don't appreciate what you've done for me. I wouldn't have been able to get in here without you. But you'll have to go on without me because I can't afford to jeopardize my career, but I'll be there with you in spirit. Drag that motherfucker. So I remember this one clown we drug, and he had on some gray pants. He got so scared he pissed on himself. This dark stain all down his left leg and a puddle of his own piss around his left shoe. So the brothers saw that and just let him go. He collapsed in a puddle of his own pee. And he got up and took off on a dead run. And for years after, he used to brag about BSU stuff. I said, God damn, punk. And that's that Barack Obama bragging about community service from what the ass was doing, was trying to get black folk who had gotten a homestead title to property they renovated in a very rundown, decrepit, decayed part of Chicago, turned over to this white developer that his law firm represented. The same law firm that represented his daddy / stepdaddy, okay? Now, back to this issue. Ron Karenga with the US organization. You familiar with him?
Yeah, the Kwanzaa.
Yeah, he's a traitorous bastard.
Yes, Karenga.
He worked with the SIS and started at damn Kwanzaa in 1966 at Lamert Park on Crenshaw. Not the residential area, but that park, right?
Yeah, the park, right? They have the gate around now on Vernon and Crenshaw, right there in Lamert. Yeah.
Yeah. And the purpose was to get black folk talking freely so he could snitch on them. And his little henchmen were taught shorthand, and they'd take down, brother, what you taking them notes for? The Mylana needs to know. And then 2 weeks later, the FBI's got your ass downtown, 26 miles from the campus, takes all your money and your phone book, and you got to hitchhike back there, you know. Did you say so-and-so? Don't I have free speech, motherfucker? What's the problem? Well, answer the question. Don't I have free speech? Why are you asking me what I may or may not have said at a political rally seeking redress of grievances? Ain't that under the First Amendment? Okay, now, back to this thing that happened. Karenga was trying to get control of the Black Studies programs that were developing in the 60s so he could have a course in usology, we said. So he was punking out, having his thugs go around slap sisters across the head, run the punks out of town, or scare them. And it culminated when some people I had recruited to UCLA, Bunchy Carter, he was chairman of the party in
Bunchy
LA.
Carter, yeah.
I
So you
recruited him.
recruited Bunchy Carter, the legendary Bunchy Carter.
Yeah, I recruited him personally, along with Cliff.
Whoa.
And John Hudgens, we recruited him. Elaine Brown, she was a secretary there, so it was easy to recruit her. Nathaniel Clark, Geronimo Pratt, known as G, okay? So we had this series of meetings, and Karinga's folk were trying to intimidate people. So on the day in question, it was high noon at this cafeteria in Campbell Hall that was a building that was supposed to be torn down, but it's still standing because we demanded it and got it for a minority studies program with the Hispanics, the Asians, and the Native Americans. So we put that in place. And on this particular day, we had left the meeting. Elaine Brown and I were walking up the staircase. We heard some gunfire. And we came back down, but it really didn't come from down there. We thought it came from upstairs. And we found out later that somebody had kicked in my office door on the 3rd floor. And I'd put my high back padded chair looking out the window because I wanted to watch the micro mini dress wearing foxes walk by, and somebody had put 4 bullet holes in the back of the chair.
Whoa.
Going out the window, and when we came down, 4 of these us folk were running down the hallway, and John, we didn't see him because the door was blocking a view, and he fired 6 shots at these guys running down the hallway, and they hit one of them in the back. So when I ran in the room, John was falling back, blood gurgling out his mouth, and eyes rolled up in his head, and Bunchy Carter was laying face down, propped up on one elbow, moaning, and blood was coming out of his mouth. They'd shot him point blank in the chest twice, and John twice in the back. So, by the way, one of these punk asses that claimed to BSU, what this cretin coward did is he went around to all of the places where we had stashed pistols. And he put them in a box and brought them back, put them right in the middle of the main concourse stairwell where the police could find them.
Wow.
So he was another punk going around bragging about he was with the BSU.
For everybody listening to what Judge Joe Brown is talking about right now, we're talking about one of the last major moments that what I always say, it was the bookend to the 60s, the end, the major fight or shootout on the campus of UCLA between the US organization and the Black Panthers. For those who aren't familiar with Bunchy Carter, look him up because he's someone who was going to be really up there what we needed. But we all know what happened. They took our people out. So Judge Joe Brown was right there. So he's giving us inside information and a backstory to something that was major in the history of Black America. Go right ahead, Judge.
Well, see, Bunchy was doing time, and he was illiterate when he went in. He had been chairman of the Slawsons, which was a street gang. They weren't cool. But he progressed through being an idiot to manhood, and had taught himself literacy and had started writing poems. So he became aware of the program. We interviewed him, and he quickly got out of jail, and we admitted him. John Hudgens came in from back east. His daddy worked as a janitor for a white fraternity at Yale, and there's an interesting backstory. When they took his body back there to be buried, his Uncle Tom Daddy did not want any of the Black Panthers to have anything to do with the funeral, so he asked some white boys at the frat he cleaned up to be pallbearers for John, so it was a sorry spectacle. Sometimes there's a breakdown. But anyway, Geronimo Pratt had done 4 tours in the NOM. He was a sergeant. We recruited him. So, is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, too, we're making heroes out of people that don't need to be made heroes out of.